A.
This is one of the sad things of, and I purposefully, Phoenix, in my book, I made it so these 22-year-old MCs that I emphasize that their mom raised them on watching old TV and old movies, so that I could use all of my pop culture references and it would make sense.
Yeah, that works. That's smart.
Yeah, because I my normal day life, I talk to people with my pop culture references, and all the young ones are like looking at me blankly. I'm like, dude, how do you not know who the Fonz is? How do you not know who Laverne and Shirley are? How do you not know these things, man?
Abbott and Costello.
Huh?
Abbott and Costello.
Abbott and Costello, yes. Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin. I mean, the list goes on, man.
Lucy and
all
Hall.
those people were before my time too, but I grew up watching that because you had like 5 channels to watch. So literally you chose whatever was good, and usually most of the good shit was shit before you were born.
Yeah. Now there's like so much on TV. It's unless something is super popular, it's hard for anybody to like know about stuff.
So what's up with Aaron, dude? Did you send him an email?
He said he's loading it now.
Tell him you sent him an email?
Yeah. He said he got it to work.
Did you go live yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been live for like a minute.
Oh man, you gotta warn me these things, man.
I told you. You said okay.
You said I will.
You said go live while you're doing this. I said okay.
Oh
let's go. Oh man.
Oh my God! People were having like a heyday of issues. Aaron's power went out of his house, which seemed to have glitched his computer, and then his link to the computer, and then glitched the issue with the show.
Poor Mark, you look very frazzled over there.
Okay, so Aaron's calling it because he says that something messed with his computer because of the power outage, and every single thing he's clicking, his computer is saying dangerous.
He needs to shut down and pull it back up.
Huh?
He needs to shut down, pull it right back up. Maybe a process corrupted.
I don't know. He's saying that everything on his computer is glitching. So yes,
that's one thing he needs to do is just shut down, clear all memory.
I don't know, but he's saying he's done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I get that. Technical issues are stressful, super stressful.
That's fine. So we're live right now. So let's go back to the adult couple board game that includes spanking.
Yes. Yeah. So that's my project.
I rolled an 8. That's a spank and a half.
Maybe it depends on what's in the book, but yeah. So that's my project for the foreseeable future. I'm still writing one LitRPG series right now, but I mean that might be the end of me writing LitRPG, and this might be like a permanent career in the game space, because I would like to make this very big. I have plans to take it to brick and mortar retailers. I want to get it in dispensers.
Very cool. Well, if you ever need help with trying to keep up with it, let me know.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure if it blows up, you'll need other writers to write some.
And I know what you could title it as. Chains and Whips.
Chains and Whips. Yeah, there will eventually be a BDSM campaign, but we're not there yet. Right now, I've got people that are like, don't you have one for like a foreplay or like slowly getting into it? And I'm like, no, man, straight to the fucking.
Right in the oven.
Yeah, pretty much. So
lubrication optional.
Nope. Raw dog.
See, me and Phoenix can get in trouble, man, because me and her, neither one of us have very little filter as far as, or giving a shit as far as sexuality. So, like I said, tomorrow's going to be a big day when I literally, book 1 had almost nothing sexual about it because it was the 2 brothers, a mom and a male dwarf. And then book 2 is literally has that little sprite that goes on little long tirades of like Tourette syndrome and shit like that, like
That's an
talking
interesting
about
character.
very graphic sex. So we'll see how that flies with lit RPG people, because it's not a harem, and isn't that mostly like derivative of just harems?
No, not necessarily. I mean, especially if you don't bring it in the beginning. So yeah, some people are probably not gonna like it. Some people are gonna be okay with it. You won't really know until you go. So like with my series, The Realm Between, which is a very long series at 10 full-length novels. Originally there wasn't a whole lot of sexual content in it, and all the sex scenes are pretty much fade to black. But the last few books have a lot of very controversial sexual things in it, and that did turn a lot of fans off, like some really diehard fans. So you never really know what's going to happen when you
Well, it
introduce
is
something
grim
like that
dark,
later.
man. I mean, it has been promoted as grim dark from the
But
get-go.
would you change the series age
No, it's from the
from one
get-go. It's
book?
been 18 up, man. So
Okay.
they right out the gate, it's been 12th grade up, 18 up.
It
And
would be
grim
weird.
dark is literally like a rated R version of a novel. I mean, it means heavy emotion, heavy violence, heavy gore, heavy everything, really.
Yeah, mine is dark fantasy, and I've had a lot of people that have had their kids read my series, and I am like, as soon as you start getting later into the series, I'm like, please no, please no. I think rape is touched on in the very first or second book, but very like lightly, and but yeah, it gets touched on a lot more a lot later on, and I'm like, every time somebody's like, yeah, my kid is reading your series, I'm like, please no, why no, but hey, that's up to the parents.
Yeah, it's not. I always laugh when people like expect other people to parent their kids.
Yeah, I'm
It's
like it.
like you're gonna blame the porn industry that your kid's watching porn on the internet, as opposed to that you're letting your 12-year-old have free access to the internet with no supervision.
Why do you think the
Yeah,
internet was made?
yeah. I say if you let your kids watch Game of Thrones, then you can let them read my books because it's probably about the same level of what you're gonna
Well,
get.
until it hit about
But
episode 4 or 5 of Game of Thrones, where it all of a sudden was making a ton of money, and so all the way up until the last 2 or 3 episodes or the last season, they got rid of almost all the sex, like the season 2 through whatever 4 or 5 or 6, and then also in the final season, because everyone bitched about it, they finally came back with the sex, because it was like super almost Edge X in the first season and whatever or 2,
yeah,
and then it blew up so huge, and they were trying to make money on board games and all this other shit, that they tried to tone it all down. And it's like, motherfucker, you went huge because of all that. I don't know why you're, but I think
yeah,
corporate hands started getting into it, and
You gotta turn that down.
yeah. Well, I
yeah, and
think
then
a
the
lot of
last
that.
2 seasons, though, they went right back to it. Last season, they went right back to it.
Yeah, I know a lot of the actresses were complaining about like having nudie scenes, like that they didn't want.
The
I
main
think
one did, yeah. Daenerys.
yeah, Daenerys
Emilia
and
Clarke.
yeah, she complained about it, I believe, and also I don't know the actress's name, but she
The
played
Queen, Cersei.
no, the redheaded girl. She played one of the whores that she ended up getting killed by Joffrey. Spoiler for those of you who haven't watched that far. But yeah, I think she actually got out of the show because of that. Don't quote me on that. That's just what I remember hearing. But because she was tired of doing those type of scenes.
Well, I think
But
also this had to do with the show got so huge, the main actors all of a sudden had leverage, because I'm pretty
yeah,
sure they knew that was coming when they signed on.
yeah. I
But that's
mean,
the thing is, you sign on for it.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden the show blows up, and they're playing a character that's pivotal,
yeah, people
and
get
that
pretty pissed
all of
when
a
you
sudden
swap
gives them leverage.
actors out.
Okay, well
Yeah.
that's like saying let's take sex out of The Witcher.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's what actors do when all of a sudden they'll say yes to everything to get going, but if the show blows up and then all of a sudden they have leverage,
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like we were referencing it earlier, Happy Days. When that first show went on, all those people were making minimum money. And but when it blew up, Ron Howard and Henry Winkler all of a sudden started making demands left and demands right. And
that's how shows get canceled.
Not really. That show is huge. When it's making a lot of money, they'll cave to demands, but it's a leverage thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, actors get leverage and their egos go a little crazy. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same thing I'm seeing in LitRPG. There's a lot of beautiful, very nice people, but then I've met, and I'm not going to name names, but I've met a few whose books have blown up, and they are not very nice. Put it that way. I by the few times I've talked to them in very short spans, it seems like their egos have ballooned to like gigantic realms of hugeness. But then you have people like Kyle Kieran, the Ripple System. That guy is way mellow and laid back. Very cool spirit. And his series is blowing up right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of really great people in the genre, and I mean it's like with anything though, you're gonna have a few not so great people too. It's just the big group of people work. So
yeah, what do they say? More than two humans in a room, and you have a soap opera.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But
let's go to no, but like I said, I've met far more beautiful people than anything, so that's all that really matters. Both you and Dawn both helped me greatly. What are you doing, Mark? Quit playing with stuff because you're bored.
There you go. I'm trying to make it like not like this, where you're just like. There you go.
You're just bored. But anyway, no, and like you and Dawn, right out of the gate, were super nice, and there's been a plethora of people that have been very supportive and super nice. I'm all about supportive, man. I love supporting everyone. I go whenever I get a chance. I go on to people's little book promos or whatever, and I like it or comment or wish them well, and that would never change. Someone needs to slap me if all of a sudden I'm making a bunch of money in books and I stop doing those things. I'm giving you permission right now, Phoenix, to come bitch slap me.
All right. I'll remember that.
I'll just drive over there.
I like slapping people, so
yeah, just don't enjoy it too much, man. And then and if you enjoy it too much, let me know because I do have a stunt double. But anyway, his name's Mark. Have you met him?
We look nothing alike.
Poor Mark. He's gonna get all the slaps.
We differ in height.
Anyway, so we have the board game, and that's doing well. Well, is there an actual board?
No. A lot of it right now is theater of the mind. I am going to. I don't know how much I can actually talk about this because this company is kind of weird about talking publicly. When you
I thought it was your company. You're actually partnered with someone.
Well, I mean, the Lou Dungeon Adventures is my company, but there is a big company that does virtual tabletops, so where you can play online with your friends. And I'm going to be the plan is to work with them to get it online as well. But yeah, they're kind of weird about you mentioning them publicly until everything's already up and going. So I can't.
Gotcha. No worries. Yeah. Well, let's dance to something else. What is other than that? What is something in the next couple of years that you want to do?
That's it. I'm just gonna make as many campaigns in this game as I can. I enjoy it. It's a different creative avenue because I've got to think of different kinky things to put in each campaign.
So is this like normal module campaigns where you have characters, you have dialogue trees for those characters, you have missions, you have rewards, you have.
Yeah, so it's kind of most of the campaigns are kind of like one shots. They usually take somewhere between about 4 hours to do. But you basically you start with your hero, you get your hero. They have their basic starting weapons and spells and whatever. And as you work through the campaigns, you can collect more spells and weapons and stuff depending on the choices that you make. You can also lose items, so that's a thing as well. There's no leveling system, so customer characterization is done by the spells and the weapons and stuff that you get. But it is very much like D&D, where when you are the DM, or in the case of this game, the deity, there are like boxes of text that you read to basically guide the hero along on their adventure. As the DM or deity, you role play NPCs and basically just kind of make a world in each other's minds and journey along through it. Like I mentioned
Because
earlier,
when I was younger, I would write modules based on D&D modules. So we would like buy D&D modules, see the format, and then use that format and go and then try to write our own.
Yeah, I think that's called homebrewing. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's going pretty well right now. I've got a Discord that's got about 1,200 people in it, and they're all super excited about the game. And some of them are currently homebrewing their own stuff based on the system, which is kind of cool.
See, I had a Discord, but only my mom was on it.
Really?
So I didn't really feel like the love of followers. So
I was
would constantly tell me I'm her favorite son when I'm like her only son. So I was just like, Mom, that it's lost all meaning.
I couldn't even imagine if my mom got into my Discord. But I'm actually not a big fan of social media in general. It's funny, I don't like to spend a lot of time on it, and the only reason I have it is for business. So me doing this Discord is kind of a big thing because I do have to get in there like once a day. But
no, I agree with you. I was on a Discord when I first started writing Lit. I got invited to a group of Royal Road authors. They were all doing Lit.
Mm-hmm.
But it was taking way too much of my time. It's too easily distracting me. When I was trying to write, it was like literally always notifying, blah, blah, blah. People wanting to chit chat. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to get any of this done that I need to get done with me a part of this group. And I wish them beautiful thoughts and I wish them well. And they're all very nice people. And but I was like, I can't do Discord, man. It's literally like it's way too distracting.
Yeah, it's fun and it's definitely sucks you in and can turn into a time suck. But it's also just really cool to see, everybody excited about the project.
Well, yours is in direct correlation to support of your project, so it's a different thing as opposed to a writer support group. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all these people have already paid for the product basically, and they're kind of just waiting for it to be done and ready. And I've sent them over the first campaign as kind of like a sample, and they're kind of helping me retool the rules and some of the things. So that's kind of cool. I do like getting feedback from everybody, and I try to implement what I can because I really do want to make this the best that it possibly can be. And so everybody can have fun playing it because I haven't found anything on the market like it.
And then does it come with props?
You can. There is a list of required and optional props that you can get for certain campaigns. Not all of them have it. It's funny because I've made prototypes of some of the stuff, and one of the prototypes that I didn't end up including in the Kickstarter was a collar that actually said "lewd" on it that you're supposed to wear through part of a scenario, but it came out like really kind of ugly, I thought, and it was too expensive to produce, so I didn't do it. But yeah, I've got candles that are props that people could buy along with the Kickstarter, which I am never doing again because I'm gonna have to put labels on all these candles.
Yeah, who the hell wants to like mail and do all that shit, man? Shipping.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nightmare. I haven't done it yet.
The way you have to package it like that so it won't break. That's.
Yeah, I'm actually I was originally planning to ship everything myself because there are a bunch of physical products. There are dice, there are dice trays that go with this. And I didn't expect the campaign to be as successful as it has been. And there's just too much for me to do it myself. So I'm actually going to use a third-party company to pack and ship everything, which will hopefully get people better. Yeah, better.
Yeah, that's the way I would go. It's like when you have merch or whatever you use through a partner that actually makes all of it and takes care of shipping and shit like that.
Yeah, that's why I would. If you're gonna do that, like candles, do it like create your own Amazon FBA.
Yeah, I could do that. I'm never planning to do the candles again. They're actually exclusive only to this campaign. So,
I think you should use a photo of Mark in his Speedos in Jesus position.
Oh, please don't.
Candles lit.
People would love that. You look horrified, Mark. People would love it.
Not
now. Be a hit, Mark.
They won't do it now.
Yeah, resume
It'll
builder.
run people away.
Resume builder. You can literally like insert it into a reel.
Yeah, but
I'll go Chris Farley and Chippendales.
Nice.
What was I gonna say? So this is basically your walkthrough. So I still agree with what you were saying earlier. Is that I think at some point you should repackage your one book. In fact, if I were you, I would probably maybe take that down for right now, so it gets it out of people's minds, so that when you repackage it, the tiny one, so when you repackage it, you can just blast it out again, as opposed to keeping it online and staying in that zone.
Right. That's what I would do.
I would probably pull it for a minute and then repackage, repurpose, and
I'm probably not going to be repackaging it for a minute though, because like I said, to put money into promoting like a single book, it's almost, I don't want to say it's not worth it, but the length of that book, it's.
See, Jeff was telling me don't buy any advertising till you have at least 3 books in a series out.
How long is your book?
Oh, I think this one's like 400 pages, 300, 400 pages. I'd have to go look again. It's not. I don't want to say
that's about how long my book is. About 300.
Yeah, but
would you agree with what Jess said?
Yes, if you're a new author, definitely. I came into LitRPG from the romance.
You already had
genre, so I kind of already had like a following that I attempted to bring some of them over. Of course, they don't convert very well, but I did go like balls to the wall with marketing the first book in the Row in Between, and it did incredibly well. But for most people, I would say don't do that until you have at least 2 books in a series, and then approach it like a learning experience and something you're going to lose money on. Because if you've never marketed with Amazon ads or Facebook ads before, you are going to lose money.
Especially Facebook. I tried that once, and that was like just a sheer act of confusion and non-clarity. And
yeah, there's a learning curve for Facebook ads for sure, but you'll lose money marketing when you first start. If you don't know what you're doing, you will lose money. It's really, really hard to get it right. That's why a lot of big authors, probably not so much in our genre, but in other genres, they pay other people to market their books because Facebook changes all the time, too.
Well, and then Nat, did you have this? I always want to put a warning for new authors. Ever since I put my first book up, I've had sharks chasing me down. I've had like 50 people hunt me down on whether it be LinkedIn or Facebook, or all of them like, hey, I'm a marketer. You have a book out? Oh yeah, let me market your book. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I mean, like literally like 40 or 50 of them. I mean, like just insane number of people tracking me down in all social medias.
Well, that's probably like Amazon's new publisher of the month or whatever.
What are you talking about, man? I'm talking about people that are just babbling about how they're digital marketers that literally track me down.
How do they find it?
Because on my social media, I'm posting that I have a book, man.
Yeah, those are a waste of money. I mean, you probably already like figured that out, but
I just can't believe the aggressiveness, man. I had some of them that were literally sending me like 8 messages that I didn't respond to any of them, and literally just tracking me down everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, dude. You're saying you're a marketing genius who has now sent me 9 messages in a day and a half and think that that's productive.
Yeah, it's funny because Kickstarter is the same, and now Kickstarter is getting popular for authors too. But I swear to God, I've got this one. It's a legitimate company in China that's a manufacturing company, and this guy must send me an email like once a day. Even though I told him already, I'm like, hey, I don't need you guys right now. He emails me every single day something about trying to get me to use their manufacturing company.
Yeah, it's just, I get you're working on commission or whatever the fuck it is, man. But like, you're telling me that you suck at marketing if you're doing this. You know what I mean? Because like browbeating someone is not conducive to getting them to agree to what you're trying to get them to agree with.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, marketing companies will contact you on Kickstarter too to try to to try to get you to buy their services as well. I think it's just a thing everywhere, unfortunately.
I don't know. I mean, to me, it's if you're good at what you do, you don't need to be like literally hunting everybody down like a rabid dog in heat.
Well, I think they work on hoping that you don't know about them or that you're very new to the. I think they're more predatory towards new authors and stuff because like with even with this Kickstarter, I've been emailed by so many places, manufacturing companies, marketing, the shipping company that I'm going to work with, and some of them I just never heard about before. And then I did my research. I'm like, okay, you've kind of got to sift through what's good and what's not. But as far as
because like a couple of them were like, oh, I could get you your own book link. Normally I charge people for that. And I'm like, really? And I grabbed like booklinker.com free and I give them the link. And I'm like, really? You mean like this? It's absolutely free. That's what you're trying to pitch me on?
Yeah. All the ones for our genre are predatory though. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. You can do anything yourself. It's not that hard. I think there's very few like mailing lists that are worth mailing list promotional sites that are worth it. I think Book Barbarian used to be worth it, but I haven't used them in a very long time, so I don't know how well they are as a promotion site. But yeah, pretty much everybody else is just a waste of money.
Oh, and Mark, you know that Phoenix very beautifully. I had to have you help in a way, but Phoenix very beautifully put my book one out of nowhere. I didn't even ask her, and I thought it was beautiful when she came up and said it. She sent it out to her newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, well, let's spice it up. So I sent her a photo of you in a yellow summer dress, and it just went amazing, man. I mean, like literally. I didn't sell any books, but I had a lot of questions of what your phone number is, but
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I didn't give it out, man. You're taking
No. I appreciate it. I appreciated the secrecy.
Yeah.
Here, it's like I'm like a worm dangling on a fish hook.
Poor thing.
No, but she actually did do that, and it was actually very beautiful.
That's amazing.
So.
Yeah, not the summer dress picture though.
I get that. No,
But yeah, no, I try to help the author community when I can. I mean, of course, I run the LitRPG Authors Guild, trying to welcome new authors into the community because when I started, the only other thing that's out there is the Game Lit Authors Guild, and they're very more like exclusives. Getting in there is incredibly hard. So I wanted to make something that was more inclusive of everybody.
That's the one thing that I'm not really. I'm getting the gist that is a lot of LitRPG is very non-inclusive. Like I'm getting a lot of. There are certainly some that are very inclusive, but as an overall arc, I'm getting very much a little kind of high school clique mentality, kind of not inclusive thing, and it's just very. I'm not going to judge it because I don't know who those people are. I don't know well enough to know their reasoning, their logic, or anything else. But it's just very opposite of who I am, man. I'm very always try to support anybody that is trying to accomplish something. You know what I mean? So,
but I mean, isn't it like that anywhere?
Surprisingly not, because I've been in other genres.
Well, I mean, like in the film, you have to know somebody to get in, right? It doesn't matter about your talent.
It can be like that in film, yeah.
So
music, same way.
Let her talk.
You're really good. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's kind of interesting to hear you say that and learn that some things haven't changed since when I started. I might get raked over the coals for this one, but yeah, the genre, at least when I started, it was kind of cliquish. I didn't realize that it still was. Part of why I created the LitRPG Authors Guild is because I was trying to make a broader community so more people would feel welcome, because I know when I came in, there was definitely a little bit of exclusion from certain groups, which is fine. Some people were trying to protect the genre from new authors, which I completely, understand to a degree, because saturation kills profits, and that's just the
But I don't think you can take that mentality, man, because literally that's going to happen anyway. So it's pointless to fight against it. And secondly, if you include people into it, then you're in a better position to teach them and to encourage them to make a better product, to give them insights, to give them support that'll allow that product to be better. I just think, and he's right, I see it a lot in film, but usually in film, and it might be the same reason I haven't been in here long enough to judge the reasoning behind it, because I don't know enough people to do so intelligently. But in film, it's usually because it's covetous, and they look at everyone as competition, and they look at everyone as there's a very finite pie of green, and the only reason they do it is to keep people's hands out of the green because they want more of the green. I don't know if that's the case in LitRPG. That is the case in 15 years of working in film that I saw in film, and I always thought that was a very selfish, self-serving, bullshit stance in life. Personally, to me, my only competition is me. There's enough pie out there for everybody. Anyone a lit RPG reader that likes lit RPG, as long as your shit's good, they're gonna read it. You know what I mean? So I think it's very counterproductive. Even from a selfish standpoint, I think it's counterproductive, because the more you're supporting others, then they support you, and then that goes back around. But and I don't want you answering that question, Phoenix, or getting involved in this conversation. I would rather, I'm just telling you my thoughts on it as a new author. I'm the type of person, I have other things going on with my films and game and all that stuff. I don't really personally give a shit who likes me or doesn't like me. You know what I mean? As long as people are nice to me, I'm going to be nice to them. And I'm always going to try to be supportive of anybody chasing dreams or aspirations or anything along those lines.
I'm definitely the same way. I can be friends with anybody. I mean, if you just don't want to be my friend, that's on you. That's on you. I will try as best as I can to be nice and kind and supportive and give advice to anybody who wants it.
I mean, the whole point of the show was that. This whole point of the show was, in film, a lot of actors and stuff like that, especially a lot of artists, whatever field, are introverted. So they're not usually the most skilled socially. So they, even great actors, great writers, great all those things, a lot of them, they're not skilled socially. You know what I mean? So, and they were never getting opportunities to get interviewed or get out there because they didn't go to parties, they didn't hang out with, go socialize with a bunch of people or anything like that. So even the show is all about that. It was just making it inclusive, giving everyone an opportunity to get their shine on, to get a little glow put on them, and all those things. And that's what to me, life is about. Life's too short to be anything other than that. You know what I mean? It's I would just say support each other, be beautiful to each other, and understand that if you're good at what you do, there's no competition. No one's going to take something from you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all, there's a huge pie out there. There's enough pie for everybody. One person's success is not another person's failure. That thought process has always boggled my mind because there's no truth to it. You know what I mean? If you're good at what you do and you're producing and you're creating and you're putting your shit out there, eventually that's going to rise. And you might not find $1 million success, but you'll find some success. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know. And you showed me that from day one, which why I was excited to have you on and talk about you, is because from day one you were very open-armed and although, it could be like some secret mission that you just want to smack me, you know what I mean? But
secretly nefarious.
But no, again, like I said, I've met some very beautiful spirits within the field, and I've been playing that game in the film industry for a long time, man. I have a tendency of irritating certain personality types, such as life. I keep stepping. All I can say is I wish everyone blessings and beautiful thoughts, and even the ones that bother me, I still, even as I'm removing them from my road, I still wish them beautiful blessings and success. You know what I mean? It's not hatred, dislike, all those negative energies are not worth the time to put in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do they say? The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. So anytime I meet a negative energy that I don't want to spend time on, I just become indifferent to them.
Yeah.
You know. But hey, let's talk about let's end this on, since I only have one guest I'm talking to. If you that weren't here, you guys, Aaron's house was hit by a very tiny tornado that was spinning sharks around. Oh no, that's a movie. Sorry, that's a film. No, he had a power outage, so his computer got knocked out, and it was causing glitches. So he retired for the evening. If you are watching this in a future date, let's end talking about hit one of your other books, and we'll talk about it for a second. One of the other books you like that you wrote.
Let's see. I've covered The Realm Between has taken up the vast majority of my LitRPG career. It took me, I want to say, 3 or 4 years to write that 10
Yeah,
book
because that
series.
is like 83 books, doesn't it?
It feels like it does. But other than that, I just republished like an super old gamelit horror book that I wrote like a long time ago called Zombie Wars Online. That's the only other thing that I have
Have you
out.
promoted that?
I did. It's I think zombie apocalyptic LitRPG is a hard sell, and I knew it wasn't going to do well when I like re-released
Hey,
it.
necrotic apocalypse, I love.
But yeah, I just wanted to get it out there because it was gamelit, and I published that originally under my real name like a long time ago.
Yeah, everybody in their names, man. I know I'm getting confused with the names. Everyone's got names.
Yeah, I got like 6 pen names. It's
oh my god, I just got the Glasscock, man. That's all I got, man.
As soon as you said your name, I just pictured this like glass dildo. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know, in Seattle, my this is probably like, I don't know, 15 years ago. We were doing a little short film there I was helping with, and it was my birthday, and so we threw a thing to raise money for the this guy's film. And I booked a bunch of bands because I was in bands, so I knew a bunch of bands in Seattle. So we booked a bunch of bands. My birthday party, we threw this huge bash, and all the proceeds were going to this guy's film or whatever. So this girl that I kind of knew, I'd met before from the film office, Seattle's film office, shows up with a red velvet bag and hands it to me. And I'm like, what is this? And I open it up, and and this is like 15 years ago when that was like, or longer. Yeah, 2004-ish, around there, so a little longer. And it's a glass dildo. And the best part, though, was when I open it and see what it is, she leans over and goes, and it holds temperature. And I'm like, wow, I'm gonna give you like 20 points for originality. I'm like, I've had this name my whole life, so I've heard pretty much everything, but this is the first time someone has actually, in a red velvet bag, handed me a glass dildo.
She's being classy.
And to whisper in my ear at the same time that it holds temperature. That's gonna go in my memoirs. I have it around still somewhere. It's somewhere over there.
Oh my god.
Well, hey, dude, someone hands you a glass cock in a fucking red velvet bag. You should keep it. You know what I mean?
Just be glad you weren't iron cock, because at that point somebody.
No, that's
would
my
be
old
making
joke, man. When I was younger,
somebody would be forging you one.
Yeah, in fourth grade, I would tell people I was embarrassed by my name, so I was going to change it to reflect my Native American heritage. But I thought iron cock would be too hard to live up to.
Jeez.
Or warcock.
It was like 4th or 5th grade, man. What do you fucking expect, man? There was no brilliance in 5th grade. But no, okay. So, well, you know, I'm down for town whenever you need me for anything, okay? Because you literally, or if you want me to help someone else, or you have friends that need something, because you know I can dabble in film and I can dabble in other shit. So You ever need help in any of those arenas, let me know, because you've always, like I said, from the get-go, without even me putting much effort out, she was immediately asking me what I need, sending me like documents to like the list of all the different sites I can promo my book in.
Oh yeah.
Like sending me what else did you send me? You sent me the craziness, insanity of how you're supposed to ask for your book to put into different sections on Amazon.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
I'm like, who the fuck? Oh my god, dude! I gotta like literally like type all this out to like get it to be put into.
You actually do it.
Like you have to put books, then the greater than sign, then ebooks, then greater than sign, then fantasy and science fiction, then greater than sign. Like you have to literally write that whole fucking thing out to get it to put into one other genre of book, and then you have to do that like 7 or 8 fucking times.
Yep. It's a little bit of pain. It's keep a list so you don't have to.
Dude, I just did 3 on book 1, and my fingers were tired of typing and looking. And I was just like, I just put it in those 3. I emailed it to them. I was gonna give you more, but that's just way too much, man.
That's funny.
And then somehow they put my book 1, they put it into fantasy sports books. Like it's smashed in between like NBA and NFL fantasy sports teams books. I'm like, how the fuck did any of the shit I send you tell you to put it in a fantasy sports book section? It's like grim dark fantasy LitRPG, and like I went and looked, and it's literally like it's like some guy's book on how to make the best fantasy football team, and then mine.
I mean, hey, if that's how you get more readers, there you go.
I'm just like, what fucking? I'm like, I think the Amazon person, the data entry person, was like on fucking acid or something, man. They're just like, dude, watch this, bro. I want to put it over here. Look at this.
Yeah, they got to entertain themselves somehow by pissing you off.
Hey, I just went with it, man. I didn't even ask them to change it. I'll be over there in the fucking fantasy sports book section. You never know. Give me 10 more years. I'm going to be the king daddy book in fantasy sports section. I'm telling you, man.
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. But okay, so any other future goals besides the board?
No,
board
just
game?
keep making money and making people happy with what I create. That's always the goal.
Are you having any series? Do you have any LitRPG series that you're finishing up or need to finish up?
I am currently publishing Death is a Video Game on Kindle Vella. It's probably going to take me about 3 years to publish it because I publish 1 episode a week. And
what's Kindle Vella? I don't understand what that is.
Kindle Vella is for serialized fiction, and it does not do.
Royal Road.
Yeah, kind of like Royal Roads, but it really doesn't do well for our genre. I wouldn't recommend it to any LitRPG authors. Do not do it. I just do it because I love writing serialized fiction. Most people that did it when it launched have taken their books out already. But yeah, it's fun. It breaks stuff up for me. So I don't mind doing it. But once this series is over, I had originally planned to make this a very long series, and I'm not. It's going to end with this one book, and which is already like 700 pages long. It's crazy.
Holy hell, that's a lot of pages.
Yeah, it's probably going to be closer to like 2,000 by the time it's done.
Oh my god, man!
Wow,
you're challenging the Bible right there.
It's it's very long, but it's very slice of life and not the most exciting read. But if I'm being quite honest, it's literally just watching this guy go on a whole bunch of quests. So.
Hey, I have an in with Mark, so if you need anyone to model your extracurricular utensils that go with your board game, let me know.
Do you want me to make a mini out of you, Mark? I could get a mini made for you.
Mini? Like a Lego dude?
Like one of the little like figurines for Dungeons and Dragons that people
I would love
I'm just telling you, you know what I mean? If you need someone just like a model, like do a Price is Right little like here's our lovely 3-pronged whip.
You could be the mascot mini. Anytime I go to like Dragon Con or something, I'll have you set up doing this, like there'll be like the glass dildo right there.
Oh, look at how skilled he is. Look at that.
Here's the Flugenheimen.
Already ready for
Look
it.
at the talent, the natural talent right there, man.
Vanna White.
All right, you know what? It's been amazing. I'm not going to hold you hostage anymore. We've already been going for about an hour and 40 minutes, or well, minus like the 2 hours that we lost because of the power outage, but still
2 hours.
But anyway, it's been an amazing night. I'm so glad we did it. I really wish Aaron would have been able to the catastrophe of the power outage and the tornado with sharks and all of those things did not happen because I was enjoying talking to Aaron. So maybe we'll have to I'll try to reschedule with him and get him in again. Maybe next month we can redo it. If you have any other, I think I'm going to stay on this little LitRPG kick for a minute on the show. So if you have any other LitRPG people that you think would enjoy being on, let me know,
Okay.
Phoenix. And I'll stick to doing, we only do it once a month, so I'll stick to doing LitRPG authors for the next couple months. So I will give you complete and utter autonomy, Phoenix, to book our show for the next couple months.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, go feel free. Just, I'm sure you know a shit ton of authors that would like to be able to get on and push their book or whatever.
I do know that. I do know a lot of authors. So.
Yes. But anyway, it's been beautiful having you. And for those that are out there, Phoenix Gray has got a shit ton of talent, shit ton of books, a board game that's coming out that you only need to own one Slinky black dress to be able to play.
Or naked. You can play naked.
Yeah, you could do that as well. You could even break out a slip and slide and have all sorts of fun. What's that? What's the other game? What's the one where you're like a pretzel and you're Twister? Yeah, Twister. You get the Twister out. And you could act like and then you could get your fake swords and lightsabers out because it's a D&D version of what we're talking about. So you could do that while doing Twister.
Dual wield floppy dildos.
Nice.
But you guys,
we've done that.
There is a link, I believe, on YouTube of her stuff and Aaron's stuff underneath the YouTube video. There are links to both of their product. And then hit me up or hit Phoenix up if you want to be able to send support Phoenix's way, and you can't get a hold of yourself, then get a hold of me or Mark, and we will figure out a way for you to support whatever you would like to support, or maybe get in on the game, or get your own order a board game, or I'm not sure where you're at on that, but anyway, hit us up. You've been watching Stormcrow, Dreamers, talking to dreamers. As always, dream and dream big, and remember to put the sweat in to make it happen. Again, thanks, Phoenix Gray. Thanks for Mark Potter. Without him, there would be a lot of things, but still. He is the tech guy because I don't know a damn thing about any of that shit. So, but anyway, thanks for watching, you guys, and beautiful blessings and love to you, Phoenix. Have a great night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Night.